Hello guys, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to look at the problem number 198 from Leetcode, house robber. Okay, so you are a professional robber planning to rob houses along a street. Each house has a certain amount of money stashed, and the only constraint stopping you from robbing each of them is that the adjacent houses have a security system connected, and it will automatically contact the police if two adjacent houses were broken on the same night. Now, given a list of non-negative integers representing the amount of money each house have, determine the maximum amount of money you can rob tonight without alerting the police. All right. So what that means is that you are given an array of non-negative integers which will represent houses, okay, houses having certain amount of money, okay, and you as a thief, professional thief of course, you have to rob the houses and gain maximum profit, right? Maximum profit. But the thing is that you cannot rob two houses adjacent to each other, right? You cannot rob houses consecutively one after another. You have to skip a house, otherwise the police will know. Okay, so let's look at the example here. The example here is that 1 2 3 and 1, these are four houses, okay, in the array, and the amounts are, first house has $1 maybe, or one amount of money. Then the second house has two, then three, then again one. Now you have to gain the maximum profit. You have to rob the maximum amount of money. So for that you have to rob, say for example you can rob number one, and then you can rob number three, because you have to skip number two, because you cannot rob two adjacent houses, right? So if we sum these two up, again we cannot rob one also. If I rob number three, you cannot rob the last one. Okay, so if we calculate the maximum sum, it will be 1 plus 3, then that's 4. So similarly the same in the second example. So what could we do? Let's get the editor ready and we'll code this up. All right, okay, so let's code. So let's think of the edge cases. What are the edge cases in this problem? So if, let's code it up and try to know it. If nums dot length is equals to 0, if there are no houses, yeah, if the array is empty. If there are no houses, then we can just return 0, because there won't be any houses. That means no money, right? Let's do the other edge cases. If nums dot length is equals to 1, if there's only one house, obviously return that house money, right? You can directly rob that house only. So nums of 0. Next, if we go, if nums dot length is equals to 2, then return what? The maximum of the two, because you cannot rob the two houses together, obviously. So we'll return math. Oops, sorry. Yeah, math dot max of nums of 0 comma nums of 1. Sorry, 1. Yeah. So that's it. We cannot write for every possibilities like this, right? Of course. So what we are going to do is we are going to use an array to store the already calculated value, and try to come up with a DP solution, dynamic programming solution. Okay, let's see how it is done. Okay, let's take an array int dp is equals to new int of nums dot length. This will be the length of the array we are going to use, same length as the number of houses. Okay, for each type we are going to calculate the maximum profit for each houses as an index. Okay, let's see how it is done. So for dp of 0, that means the first, if there is the first house, for the house dp of 0 means the first house, case 0. Okay, that means the first indexed. So the first one will be obviously nums of 0. The maximum will be obviously that house only. Now dp of 1, these are the values we know already, right? Nums dp of 1 is obviously there is two houses now, second index, right? So math dot max nums of 0 comma nums of 1, right? So this was for the second two houses, if there are two houses. Now for the rest we can use a for loop here. Int I equals to 2 from the third house, and I less than nums dot length and I plus plus. Okay, now what we are going to do is I'm going to use dp of I. We are going to calculate for example for the third one, index 2. So if dp of I is equals to math dot max of nums of I, okay, nums of I, the current house, okay, plus dp of I minus 2. Okay, so I minus 2, we'll take an example and explain it again. Okay, and also dp, and so the first value is num of I plus dp of I minus 2, and with another one, and that is I minus, sorry, I minus 1. Okay, so it will code, it will store the new values and store it in dpi, the maximum of the calculations. Okay, I'll try to explain with an example. After calculating all of this, the last index in the dp array will be the answer, actually will be the maximum amount of money you can rob, right? So return return dp of nums dot length minus 1, because obviously 0 index, so yeah. So that's it. Okay, let's take an example for this portion. Okay, so okay, so for I equals to 2, right? uh, yeah, I equals to 2, that means what will happen here is dp of 2 is equals to math dot max of, we're checking for one condition, and rest you will know only. So math dot max nums of I, that means if you take the array example as, for example, okay, for example, the array was 1 2 3 3 and 4, sorry, 1, it was 1, right? Okay, for this example, so nums of I, nums of, that was, oh sorry, that's nums, okay. So nums of 2 minus, sorry, plus, sorry, plus dp of I minus 2 comma dp of I minus 1. Let's see what this means. All right, so this will be dp of, in dp of 2, it will be what will be, it will be math dot max of nums of 2 is how much? Nums of 2 is 3, right? 3 plus I minus 2. I minus 2 means I is 2, right? 2 minus 2 is 0. So dp of 0, dp of 0 is equals to nums of 0. That means the first element, right? So 3 plus 1 comma dp of I minus 1. That means 2 minus 1, right? I minus 1 means I is equal to 2. So 2 minus 1, that is 1. So that will be the second index 1, so second index, it will be 2. So what is the maximum of this? Obviously the maximum will be 3 plus 1, 3 plus 1, and that's 4. And obviously, so I will be for, again you can go for 4, but similarly it will calculate all the possibilities and it will store in the dp. The maximum value will be stored in the dp array, and that will give you the answer. Let's run the program. Okay, Okay, it's accepted. Let's now, sorry, right. Let's now submit the program, right? Okay, that's it. Awesome. Thanks for watching.